Hi everyone, it's Lee from CoCo Crochet Lee, and today we're going to be taking a look at the heart square, which is the 7th square for the Stitch Together Crochet Along that is called Stitch-A-Thon. It's a year-long crochet along, and we are on the 7th square. You can find all of the information at stitchtogetherofficial.com. And for this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make the heart in the center and turn it into a blanket square. So let's get started. To do this tutorial, you're going to need a medium weight yarn and a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. So once you have those materials, we're going to start with the heart in the center and work our way out. We're going to start with the base of the heart, and the heart is made in 3 different pieces and then sewn together. So for the heart base, we're going to start with a chain 2. And working in the second chain from the hook, you're going to do 2 single crochets. So it's the one closest to your slip knot. You're going to make 1 single crochet and then another. Then we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're basically building the point of our heart to make it into a wide triangle. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in these 2 stitches. So we're turning 2 into 4. So we're going to chain 1 and turn. And for row 3, we're going to have 6 across. So we're going to do 2 in the first stitch, single crochet in the next 2, so just 1 in each, and then 2 single crochets in the last. So we have 6 across. We're going to chain 1 and turn again, and this time we're going to go for 8 stitches across, so 2 in the first, single crochet across until you are at the last, and then do 2 single crochets in the last stitch. So we're going to do that again until we have 14 stitches in total. So I'm going to continue going. You're going to do 2 stitches in the first, single crochet across until you get to the last, and then do 2 single crochets in the last. And you're going to stop when you get to 14 single crochets across. So once you have 14 stitches across, we're going to single crochet in each stitch across for a maintained row of 14 stitches. And then when you have 14 stitches across, with no increases on either side, this is just 14 stitches, single crochet across. We're going to fasten off and put this piece aside so that we can make our heart tops that go on the top of the base here. So 14 across and fasten off. So we're going to begin our heart tops. We have to make 2 of the same thing. So we're going to start by chaining 2 and do 2 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. Sorry, 3 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're going to do 2 single crochets in each of these 3 single crochets. So we're going to end up with 6 across. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. You're going to chain 1 and turn. So now we're going to do 2 in the first stitch and 1 in the next, single crochets. So 2 in the next and 1 in the next, and one more time, 2 single crochets and 1 single crochet. So that's 9 across, chain 1 and turn. And our final row is much the same, 2 in the first, single crochet in each of the next 2, so 1 and then 1 in the next, and we're going to repeat that across. So So 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet in each of the next 2, and last time 2 single crochets, and then 1 single crochet in each of the last 2. So that's one side of your heart top done. You're going to fasten off, leave a long tail for sewing because we're going to sew your heart top to the heart base. So I'm going to make my second one and I'll meet you back to when we sew the heart together. So you can either do this before or after you sew your heart together, or not at all if you don't need it. But we're going to be turning our heart into a square, and there's certain stitches that you're going to have to work in, and it's a little bit easier to do the stitch markers and kind of see where it is before you sew it together. If you don't need it, then again, you don't have to, but the first stitch is going to go in the point of the heart at the very base. So that's where your first stitch marker is going to go. The next stitch marker is going to go in either side of row 4. So if this is 1 and that's 2, that's 3 and that's 4, it's kind of right in the middle of the heart base. And the other one goes again on the exact same spot on the other side. So when we go around, that's where the treble crochets will go. So you can kind of see how those stitches will pull on that spot. The other stitch markers go on the heart tops in the very first stitch of the heart top, and then the top of the heart. So there's 4 stitches in between, and then the top of the heart gets marked. So you can kind of see where the stitch is going to go to pull that into the square. And then on the other side, it's the same thing. So the very last stitch of this heart top, and 4 stitches apart, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's right smack on the top. So you can kind of see where those are going to go, and then these are going to get sewn together right now. So I'm going to sew mine together. You can kind of see where it goes. So you're going to match the edges of your heart, and there's 14 stitches across the heart base. So you're just basically going to use the first 7 stitches for one side of the heart top, and the other 7 stitches to sew the other side of the heart top. So don't go, if you're sewing one of the heart tops, don't go past 7 stitches on the heart base for your sewing instructions, okay? Okay, so now we're ready to turn our heart into a square. We've sewn it all together. We have all of our marked stitches ready to go. And so we're just going to turn our heart upside down because we're going to start at the base of the heart and then work our way around. So I'm actually going to remove my marker here since I know this is where I'm starting. And because it's the bottom of the heart, it's a little bit tricky to get into. So with a big hook, I'm going to try my best and punch into it. There we go. So we're going to slip stitch our work on. And then we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in the first stitch. Sorry, my stitch markers are loud, so I'm going to take them out every time that I make a new stitch. So now we're going to chain 9 to get to the next stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now don't make these chains too tight because we're going to be single crocheting into them after, okay? And for our next stitch, which is right here, we're going to do a treble crochet into that stitch. So a treble crochet means you yarn over twice. And I like to, because it's attached to a chain, it gets kind of wiggly. I like to hold it down with my index finger on my hook so it doesn't run away on me. So you're going to insert into that marked stitch, draw up your loop, yarn over and draw through 2, 3 times. Okay, so I'm going to remove this stitch marker because we're done with it. We don't need these again. To get to the next marked stitch, I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to single crochet in the next marked stitch at the side of our heart. So in this marked stitch. Now we're going to chain 8 to get to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to single crochet in this mark stitch and take that out. Now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's already quieter without those stitch markers on there. And we're going to single crochet in the next mark stitch at the top of the other side of the heart. To get to the next one, we're going to chain 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to single crochet in this mark stitch at the side of the heart. And we can take that out. Then to get to the next one, we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do the other treble crochet. So yarn over twice and treble crochet in that mark stitch. And then to get back to the beginning, we're going to chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you're going to join with a slip stitch into your first single crochet to form a square. So let me take out this last stitch marker, the noisy one. And you can see how we turned our heart into the start of a square. You can see my tail's kind of in there, but. So now we're going to single crochet in each of these chains in order to turn it into more of a solid structure. The rest of the whole square is in single crochets. It's just about where you put them. So after this next setup row, it's just single crocheting around the established stitches. So it's pretty easy after this. So let's do the next round. So for round 2, we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in the single crochet. We're going to single crochet in each of the next 6 chains. So not in the space, but in the chains themselves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to make a corner. So the corner in this next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, and you can mark this chain 2 going forward if it helps you keep track of your corner spaces. And in the same stitch, you're going to do another single crochet. So from now on, this is going to be the first corner. After you've done the chain 2 and the single crochet, you're going to single crochet in the next 2 chains. So 1 and 2. Oops, I lost mine. We're going to single crochet in the treble crochet. We're going to single crochet in the 5 chains between the treble and the single. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to single crochet in the single crochet. And then we are ready to do our next corner. So we're going to single crochet in the next 4. So the next 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to make a corner in the next stitch. So it's a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. And again, you can mark that chain 2 if it helps. Then you're going to single crochet in the next 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. You're going to single crochet in the single crochet. single crochet in the next 5 chains between them. So 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to get some more yarn here. Next, we're going to single crochet in the single crochet in the next 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do our third corner. So in this next stitch, it's single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. We're going to single crochet in the next 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Single crochet in the single crochet. Single crochet in the next 5 chains. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you're going to single crochet in the treble crochet. Single crochet in the next 2 chains. So 1 and 2. We're going to do our corner. So single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. And then single crochet in the last 6 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can, if your chains are starting to get too tight because we've pulled them too many times, you can put extra single crochets in ones that you've already done. So I have 4, I need 5, and I'm going to shove number 6 in here too, because sometimes they just get pulled really tight. So for the setup row, it's not really important that they make it into the exact right spot. You can kind of get them in there. So make sure you count all of your stitches to ensure that you have the right amount going around. And then from here on out, it's just single crocheting around and doing your corner in the corner. And you're going to end up with a square that looks like this. So it's literally just single crocheting around with 2 single crochets in each of the corners. And you will need to block it afterwards. So you're just going to hit it with some steam and pin it down and let it dry, and then you're all set to go. So I hope this was really helpful. I can't wait to see all of your heart squares for the 7th week of the Stitch Together Crochet Along for the Stitch-A-Thon. Thanks, guys.